Hello everybody and welcome to another gear talk, and this time again something a little bit different, not pure photography but something very useful for photographer, and this is a Wi-Fi HDMI transmitter and receiver. Very nice tool. Before we begin, as usual, if you want to support the channel, please put a like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you want to go a step further, check out my website and you can find my books there. One of them is Photography the F Manual. There are also other books about fine art printing, about a novel and other things. And that's a great way to support my channel. I received from Shimbol this Wi-Fi HDMI transmitter and receiver to test, and is the TP Mini. That is a very compact transmitter and receiver system. I use some transmitter and receivers during workshops and other situations like presentation and so on. So I received this box from Shimbol, and it's pretty nice. I mean, the packaging is very good, and I see a lot of increasing in the quality of packaging lately, and that's a nice thing. In the box you can find, as usual, something that is the equivalent of an instruction manual. Basically is QR code, go there and read the instruction, and just a very short description of the tools you have. By the way, this is something that I do not like in all the products. I prefer to have first a piece of paper telling me the principal things, the basic things. This is very easy to use, so something that in this kind of paper you can put probably all the instruction, and that can be nice. I know it's a problem because with all the languages and all these kind of things, but I do not use smartphones, so I much prefer if with the QR code there's at least a web address that is specific. Here you can find the web address www.01video.com, and you can go there, but there's not a kind of specific address for the tool. A little thing, but something that I appreciate when I have tools that don't force me to use a smartphone. So, but this is good. Then on the packaging, it's very nice inside, very well stored. The foam is nice, and you have the transmitter. That is actually, this is the receiver and the transmitter here. What you have also is a little cable that is USB, and with the USB-C cable to power basically the tools. If you want, you can power them with the USB, or you can power them with the batteries. The transmitter and the receiver, very simple, very well built, nice strong metal, so very nice. There's an attach on the bottom, so you can use a standard tripod head or something like that to keep the transmitter and the receiver close to your camera or monitor and so on. It is powered by NP batteries, so you need to have some NP batteries, or you can have to plug these in a USB charger, but with the battery it's just slide them up and it's ready to go. The good thing about the NP batteries are usually cheap kind of batteries, so if you don't have the batteries you can buy those batteries quite cheap, and this is a good thing. Once it's powered, the use is very simple. You just basically turn on the transmitter and the receiver, and you will see all the synchronization going on. You have to push the play button, and the two devices will synchronize and will transmit the video. You have a nice LED showing you when it's turned on, and it shows you also the charging of the batteries. When you turn it on, you can see the LED, the green LED that tells you the charge of the batteries. So it's nice and very simple to use. The transmitter has an input, obviously, that is the one that you connect from, for example, the HDMI of your camera to here, and there's an HDMI out, so you can also connect an external monitor or something like that. You can basically replicate the output, the HDMI output of your camera. so that is nice. And the receiver is similar. Here again you can turn it on and see that the LED are on, but here you have just two output obviously and not an input, so you can actually transmit these on two different receivers. For example, you can have a HDMI recorder that records the HDMI signal and one that is connected to a display or something like that. So plenty of options. The important part about this kind of tools is not just you know, it looks nice with Dragon and it's easy to use, but is how does it works. And I did some tests and it works pretty good. You can actually go pretty far with this transmitter or receiver if there's not too much wall involved. I did some tests and I did it in my house, very easy. It's big house, so it's easy to get some distance, and it's no problem if there's a wall in the middle and you are in another room, it's okay. 2 walls, the signal starts to go a little bit down. If there are no walls involved, you can go around for 600 feet, 200 meters. This is what they say. I tested it for 50-60 meters and it worked perfectly. So I don't think in my life I will ever need something like this to transmit more than 50-60 meters, but that's okay. To set up the system is very easy. A receiver attached to the computer, in this case because I want to record, and a transmitter attached with the HDMI cable to the camera. Everything goes synchronized very easily, and you can see that it's waiting for synchronization and these kind of things, and then you turn on and the signal appears. So now I have the signal and I'm recording, and the great thing about this is that I can use this system during workshops and other things because I can show the data exactly from the camera, and I can change what I show on the display. I can show absolutely the Instagram and everything else, and most of all I can use this to record when I teach how to use the menu on a camera and so on. So it's a very great tool to use if you are doing classes, if you're doing workshops, or you are teaching how to use the cameras and so on. Is very nice because the viewer can see exactly what you see in the camera. When everything is done, you have all your recordings and so on, it's easy to put everything together and use it. The quality of the transmission is pretty good. The tool is in full HD and 60 frames per second. I tested with 29.7, that is the thing I usually do for videos, and with the 60s, and there's no problem. The delay, the lag that there's in the transmission is really not important for this kind of use. It's pretty quick, it's pretty the same. If you need a perfect synchronization, there are some milliseconds of difference, but it's very easy in the case to record also the audio and do the simple clap with your hands, so you can synchronize that and that will be perfect. So very easy to use. What can you use? You can imagine for a tool like this is, one, doing tutorial like I do online. It's easy to record everything. You see in some of my previous videos that I use simply a camera pointing at the display to show the menus, for example. In this case I can use directly a recording of the camera. But most important is when you teach to a lot of people. In that case you can have the HDMI output connected to a projector or a large screen, so the people can see the screen and can see exactly what you do live. I have some lectures and workshops coming on, and for sure I will use these to show to the people what I'm doing in the camera. So it's really absolutely great tool. And what is great about this is that $89. So you can access a tool like this for a price that is relatively very low. For just less than $100, $89, less than $19. I think in Europe will be around 100 euros. You can really have a tool that is very helpful to create content online and to teach in person. So kudos to Shimbol. They really created a very beautiful tool for a very nice price. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.